How I became a trucker. Basically, a lot of people been asking me how I became a trucker, and basically what I did was back in 2007, I was working at a call center. I worked there for about 6 or 7 years until I got fired. Then I went from job to job, working at warehouses, doing a lot of stuff that really didn't benefit me. I was young. I was in my 20s. I didn't know what I wanted. I was just going from job to job, making ends meet, paycheck to paycheck, living life how life was coming. But then I found a job downtown Houston. I worked there for a good 6 months, and I started doing. You know how black people we look up jobs while we on a job. That's what I did, and I came across trucking, and I was like, I always wanted to be a truck driver, but I was scared to drive a truck. So basically what I did was I applied for Raider Express. I don't know if y'all know about Raider Express. I applied for Raider Express, and they ran my background, ran my, my MVR, all that information, made sure that I was good. After that, like about a month later, they had sent me a hotel ticket and say they'll reimburse me on gas if I drove, or I could have caught the bus, and I had to share a hotel room with somebody, a whole hotel room with somebody, dog. But it was cool though. It was cool. I wasn't even tripping. So, I did, it was 4 weeks. They paid you, like 200 or 300. It went up every week, and we was there for like 4 weeks. And they paid you 200 one week, 300, 400, 500, something like that. After that, we did our test. We had to learn how to read a map, atlas. We did a road. They practiced. They took us to like a vacant building, a vacant place where empty road, where it's vacant buildings, and they let us practice like turning and bagging up on the road for about a good 3 weeks. We went to the DMV, took the test, took it all. We took all the tests. We took the test, not the passenger, but the combinations test, the general knowledge test, the tankers test, the doubles and triples test. They wanted you to have all these endorsements. So I did it. I passed it. I was in the hotel for a whole month, shacking up with somebody, but they left, and then the hotel became mine by myself, and I was so happy. Because truck companies will put you in a hotel with a stranger you do not know nothing about. And that's just being real. But then after that, after we did all that, I had my road test the last week. So, but before that, I failed that combination test and that air brake test. I failed it one time, so I had to retake it. Retook it, passed it. Then took the road test the last week, got my CDL. Boy, was I happy when I got my CDL. And this was when I was around 27 years old. Got my CDL. Now I'm 38. But after I did that, we took the road test, passed it with flying colors. But like a week later, I had to go out with a trainer. Had to go out with a trainer for 30 days. I went out with a trainer for 30 days. And after the 30 days, he graded me. He sent it back to HR or whoever. And bam, they gave me my truck. Now, this was in 2014. They gave me my truck. And once they gave me my truck, it was a 2007 International. I ain't gonna never forget that truck. I had so many problems with that truck, but I was going from here to there. I was just happy to be in my truck. Happy to be a CDL truck driver. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy. So I did that, went to my truck, got my truck. I stayed there for about a year and a half. A whole year and a half I stayed there. I got comfortable. I mean, I was driving here and there, driving in the snow. I was doing reefer, and that's why I hate reefer to this day. I was doing reefer. I hated reefer. I did reefer. I did it. Taking them bananas from Galveston, going to Denver, Colorado, going into the caves, doing all that. I did that for a year and a half. I kept parking my truck by my house in Houston, and they fired me. They didn't fire me directly. They just said, oh, clean out your truck. Somebody else want to use it. But when it was time for me to come back to work, they say, oh, we have to let you go because you parked your truck by the house. Bam, got fired. Got another job, went to the Board of Transportation. I did drive-in. That's when I fell in love with drive-in. They were sending me everywhere, every which way. I don't know. At the time, I was making like, what, 38 cents a mile? That shit was trash. I was there for a good 2 years. Got fired because I told them, well, I didn't really get fired. I resigned because they wanted me to keep running in West Coast. And I was on South Regional and they wanted me to keep going up north. And I told them I wasn't doing it. So they say either do that or we're going to have to let you go. Done. Okay, after that, I went to Royal Express, a truck company in Laredo, Texas. I went there and, stayed there for about 6 months. It was they didn't have direct deposit. It was a good company, but they didn't have direct deposit. I had to keep going to San Antonio to get my check on my home time, and that was a problem. Then fast forward, I went to Exxon. Stayed there for 3 years. I mean, working the ports, working in and out the ports, going in and out the ports. You had to have your TWIC card, taking the containers. I mean, it was a job. I was home. I was local, but that local shit, I was working 14 hours a day, getting up 4 a.m. in the morning. They wanted you to mandatory be there at 6 a.m. At 5 a.m. So I had to get up at 4 a.m. They want you to be there on Saturdays, on your off days, and they'll try to write you up for your off days. Like, what the fuck? Like, hell no. So after I did all that, in 2020, I said, you know what? I'm tired of them micromanaging. I'm tired of them watching me on this camera. I want to do something different. I want to elevate my game. So then I said, you know what? My credit looking right. I'm finna apply for Delmar Freightliner and see what they say. Apply for the Freightliner truck online, did the application. A week later, they did it. They called me, hey, you got approved. I'm like, okay, how much do I got to put down? They was like, well, and this was the time of COVID. Guess how much I had to put down? I had to only put $1,500 down on that truck. But guess how much that truck note was? High. And to fast forward all that, I got my truck on my own, got my LLC, put everything in my name, put it in my company name, put my truck in my company name, and I put my truck on, leased onto a truck company that had a load board, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So I've been with them for 4 years. I had my truck for 4 years right now. And as we can say, it's almost time. This the last year to be paid off this year. My truck will be paid off this year. And, I'm with a company that I be on a load board. I find loads. The rates up and down, but it's all good. But that's how I became a trucker. I was just letting y'all know how I became a trucker, how it went down, how I'm right here. And anybody can do it. If you want to be a trucker, you can do it. I had to walk before I crawl. I ain't just buy my truck off the rip. I ain't have no money to do that. And that deal came in COVID time. So they needed people in them trucks. Right now, to get a truck is high as hell. They want 20% down payment. They want your future goal plan. They want all that. I'm glad I dodged all that. And I can say we here. We at the final year of the truck being paid off, and trucking is good, baby. I love trucking. It's a passion. It's a career. I love being on the road. I don't have no problem. See, when you love doing something, you ain't worried about the paycheck. That's the rewards that's gonna come. But when you love your career and what you're doing, you don't never gotta worry about, oh, I gotta be at this job. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I don't like this. I got freedom. I can do what I want when I want. Be off when I want. The only downtime is I don't got PCO and I don't got 401k, and I got everything come out of my pocket. But it's all good. And I was just sharing my story of how I became a trucker and how I got into this industry. Just let me know. Hey, I'll be posting more later on. But for now, y'all can hit me up on YouTube. I'll be on YouTube. YouTube, Midget Trucking LLC. Just type that in on YouTube and you will find me. And that's it. And I'm out. I know this is a long video. And I don't do long videos, but I'm getting to be a YouTube, TikTok content creator. Like a trucker content creator. Ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody ever gonna be like me. You better stand on your own and make your own brand and do, because it's a lot of brands out here, but you gotta be your own unique self. That's how it works out here. Peace out. I'm out.